As the sun sets on the baseball season, and with just 12 games left, the Giants have lost 3 straight, including last night against the D-backs. San Francisco needs a stopper, and the emotional Jake Peavy could be the right man for the job. Peavy will bring fire and passion to this important Game 2 of the series. Giants, D-backs, and it's next.
You're looking outside of Chase Field as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is Game 2 of this important 3-game series, Giants and Diamondbacks. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, Wade Miley did the Giants in last night, and Giants are going to have to figure out a way to beat Josh Colmenter. But more importantly, it'll be up to Jake Peavy to calm the D-backs down.
Well, you're right, but I mean, if history has anything to say about tonight's ball game, it does give the Giants a slight edge. Now, Peavy in his last 6 starts, 5-1 with a 1.12 ERA. He's confident, and you're going to have to be confident against Colmenter. He's never lost against the Giants, but the Giants here at Chase Field, 16-7 the last 23 games. They haven't lost a series since April of 2012. You have to like those numbers. Bottom line is you have to like Peavy.
Yeah, and this is a game that they need to win badly. You cannot lose 4 in a row this time of the year. It's Colmenter, it's Peavy, and it's Game 2 of the series. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update right after this.
Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
The backs have taken the field here at Chase Field. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open weekends. 84 degrees outside, 76 inside, humidity at 56%, and the roof is closed. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup, and it's brought to you by Coors Light. No Pagan. It'll be Blanco, Panic, and Buster Posey. And Buster Posey's got big numbers against Josh Colmenter. Sandoval, the cleanup hitter. Then it's Pence, Ishikawa, and Crawford. Perez in center field. He's hitting 8th, and Peavy 9th.
On the hill tonight for these Arizona Diamondbacks is going to be the right-hander Josh Colmenter, 6'4", 240-pounder in his 4th year at the big league level. Colmenter, 28 years of age, and here's what he's done at 25 starts. Started out the season in the bullpen, wound up in the rotation, and boy, has he taken advantage of that. 10-7 with a 3.67 ERA. 106 strikeouts against 38 walks. He's got great command. Very unusual over-the-top release. He's got a high 80s fastball. He'll cut the fastball. He's got a 12-6 curveball and one of the best changeups in the National Leagues. A Trevor Hoffman type changeup.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
It's a good one.
So here's Blanco. And the first pitch of the ball game is high. So we get started at 6:40, right on time. Blanco pops this one up, shallow left field. High enough for Inciarte to get there. And that's how this game gets started, on a pop-up to left.
Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defense starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Inciarte, Pollock, and Jackson. Gregorius and Pennington on the left side of the infield. Owings and Trumbo on the right side. Miguel Montero will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Panic. 2 for 5 last night for Joe Panic as he takes a strike. He had 2 at-bats against Colmenter last week, and he went 0 for 2. So Panic, and the 1-1 pitch from Colmenter is in tight. By the way, the home plate umpire is Ron Copa. Barrett, DeMuth, and Woodring from first to third. There's Ron Copa.
And he's got a big strike zone. Great pitchers umpire. I think Copa by nature is a low ball guy, but he will give some belts, and he definitely looks for strikes.
And that's right at Trumbo. 2 outs.
All right, time now for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. Go back to July 20th of last year, 2013 at AT&T Park. Posey against Colmenter. Whoop! El Centro home run. The Giants went on to win that ball game 4-3. Colmenter, however, did not get the loss. Colmenter has never lost the Giants. He's 3-0.
Buster 1 for 4 last night, and he shoots this one right at the third baseman Pennington. So Colmenter not fooling anybody. Peavy coming out. The lineup that Jake Peavy will be facing. It'll be Ender Inciarte to lead things off. Then it's Owens, Pollock, and Trumbo hit a grand slam last night. That was the difference. Montero in the 5th spot. Then it's Pennington. Brett Jackson gets a start, followed by Didi Gregorius, and Cole Mentor will pitch in bat 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Jake Peavy, the 33-year-old right-hander, making his 10th start for the Giants. He's gone 5-4 with a 2.29 ERA and 9 starts with the Giants. On the whole entire year, 6-13 with a 3.93 ERA, 147 strikeouts, 183 innings pitched for Peavy. When you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a low 90s fastball with sink. He will cut it. Got an outstanding changeup. He will throw a curveball, a slider, a lot of sliders. And just does about all the things that is required of a pitcher to do. He holds runners on well. He'll field his position well, provided it's hit to the right side of the infield. But smart. Lifetime against these D-backs 15-12 with a 4.48 ERA.
Here's the pitch to Inciarte, and he fouls it out of play. Inciarte last night 1 for 4. The Giants out-hit the Diamondbacks last night. Really doesn't mean a whole lot other than the fact that they did get some hits.
You see the last 6 starts for Peavy. He's been on fire.
Fastball up and in at 89. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck is Owens and then Pollock. Colorado leading the Dodgers 5-0. That game is in the 4th inning, and there's a base hit by Inciarte. So Peavy right away in the stretch.
Let's take a look at that Giants defense. Starting in the outfield from left to right will be Blanco, Perez, and Pence, with Angel Pagan on the shelf again for a second night in a row. Crawford and Sandoval. They'll be on the left side of the infield. Panic and Ishikawa on the right side with Buster Posey. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Owens. 1 for 3 last night. Scored a run. Inciarte with 16 steals. He's been thrown out 3 times, so Peavy is going to try to give Buster Posey a shot at throwing him out. And a strike at the knees. Owens 1 for 3 lifetime against Peavy. Only Montero has had a lot of at-bats against Peavy in this line. And Pennington's had 8. D-backs have won 3 straight. The Giants have lost 3 straight. Last night was the start of a 9-game road trip. High and foul, and it's 0-2.
Let's take a look at our Nissan keys to the game. Number 1, Peavy and the low strike. This is a ballpark with lots of carry. It does not favor the fly ball. The sooner he gets down around the knees with that location, the better off he will be. And for the Giants, find the secret to Cole Mentor. He has had some ownage on him. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Panic.
Time now for our AT&T Universe Rewind. Last Thursday, Jake Peavy taking on these very same Diamondbacks. Went 5 2/3, gave up 6 hits, 1 earned run, had 0 walks, struck out 8, and in 92 pitches, he was stellar. Giants would win that ball game. That is our AT&T Universe Rewind.
Here's Pollock.
Could Joe Panic have played that any differently?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can risk it if you were going to try to play it where you could maybe let it bounce first. And a strike at the knees. Pollock last night went 1 for 3. He's only faced Peavy a couple of times, and he's 1 for 2. Runs pretty well. Hard guy to double up. But this is such a fast infield that most ground balls are going to get at you really quick.
A.J. Pollock is one of the guys that the Diamondbacks are really high on. He had nice credentials coming out of the minor leagues. He missed the entire 2010 year with a broken arm. Put him on the shelf, kind of set him back. But they are really pleased with his development this year as an everyday player.
He's a good center fielder. Pops this one up. More work for Panic. Here's our Geico quote. Here's Bochy on Vogelsong giving up a grand slam last night to Mark Trumbo. You take away that pitch, and it's a pretty good outing. And I think Vogelsong said that himself this morning in the papers.
Well, I don't even think he should even have had to have pitched to Trumbo. I thought he had Pollock struck out on a 3-2 check swing. But hey, that's just the way the game goes. It can be very frustrating at times.
Down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Trumbo overall 49 runs batted in, 1 for 8 are his career numbers against Peavy. Ishikawa, does he have room? You bet he does. Peavy pitches through a leadoff single. Sandoval, Pence, and Ishikawa coming up. October baseball. If you're looking for postseason tickets, it's easy. Get on deck now by becoming a 2015 season ticket member. You need a $500 deposit. Check with Giants representatives. They are standing by at 415-972-2298. We got a fair amount of Giants fans here tonight. It was a giveaway at AT&T Park, I think, on the last homestand.
The cat in the hat?
I haven't popped mine out yet. I know that a pretty good idea what your Christmas card's going to look like.
They're good attitude hats, man. Come on.
Sandoval fouls it out of play. Two for 4 last night for the Panda. Shoots this one into left, and it's going to fall. I don't have any idea how that got down. I thought that would carry out, unless it had some top spin.
Well, I agree. And Inciarte is a left fielder that could very easily be playing center field. He has great range. I thought this was just going to be a lazy fly ball, but Inciarte winds up playing back on it. So the Giants catch a bit of a break there.
3 line drives in a row, and here's Pence. Pence takes a strike. He's got a home run against Colementor, but not much else. He's 3 for 21. He went 1 for 4 in the game last night. And that runs inside, and it's 0-1. Ishikawa on deck, and then Crawford. Top of the second inning here at Chase Field. On the ground, backhanded, Pennington. That's 1. That's 2. And that's as good a double play as you're going to see.
Wow.
And still Colementor just giving up rockets.
You're right. I mean, he's not fooling anybody tonight. And after Blanco's little fly ball, it's been bullet, line drive, rocket. Right. Missed anybody. Just absolutely scorches one down to Pennington. And really a nice turn there from Chris Owings, the second baseman. Because he doesn't get a great throw from Pennington. He has to catch the one hop, back up, and flat foot throw a strike over to get Pitts, and that's not easy.
Here's Ishikawa. Ishikawa hitting at 275. 3 home runs, 18 driven in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's the 12-6 break that Colementor gets on that curveball because of that high release. There's nobody in the National League that has a higher release than Colementor. Big part of his gig is deception.
And Ishikawa is aboard.
Trying to throw that little flat cutter right on the belt. Throw that fastball about 70% of the time. It averages 86 miles per hour. Then that 12-6 curveball, and then the changeup. But the changeup makes him. I mean, it really is a good one. But he's also come up with a cut. You saw the pitch that just hit Travis Ishikawa. That's a cutter that he's come up with, and it's another good pitch for him, especially the lefties.
Here's Crawford hitting 237. And he hits this one foul. Just wide at first, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Crawford last night went 1 for 4. He knocked in a run. He's got 63 RBIs. He's a home run shy of double digits. Lines this one right at the center fielder, and that'll end the inning. It'll be Montero, Pennington, and Jackson coming up. at the stick. The Giants beat the Braves 8-5. Darren Lewis had a big night. He had 4 walks, stole 3 bags, 4 runs scored. But here's the story. Rodbeck recorded his first career save. He had 199 with the Giants and a total of 286 overall. Shooter. He was a good Giant.
Yeah, he was a good Giant, no doubt.
Here's Montero. Montero hitting .247, 71 driven in. 1 for 4 last night. There was a guy that climbed the mountain, got to the top, fell off the mountain, and tried to get back up it again.
He was not boring. There was not a bone in his body that was boring. He was just a character, total gamer. When we first saw him, he was a starting pitcher, and he didn't have blazing stuff.
Blanco caught it. Nice play.
I didn't think he had a chance.
Dug it out of the stands.
I'm telling my Rod Beck story. I've been talking about a great catch for Gregor Blanco.
Well, I can recreate it later on.
Yeah. Let's see you do it. Here we go.
Blanco reaches in and he puts it away.
That's our forward right choice. Way to pick me up. One more look. He's not even going to acknowledge that guy with the glove.
Give the guy the stink eye at least, don't you? Trigger's too nice a guy. This is Pennington. And that's foul back.
All right, one more look. He comes over, measures it out. I got this one, and then he's got to fight off a fan, and he never acknowledges him. That is not a happy left fielder. And that's not a happy hitter either.
Ishikawa to Peavy. Yeah, time to time we'll take a look at what's going on in the West in the division race. Giants are 4 games back of the Dodgers. In the wild card, the Giants are 2.5 up on the Pirates, but a little bit more on the Brewers. So that's what's going on. If the playoffs started today or tomorrow, there would be a home game at AT&T Park on October 1st. Here's Brett Jackson. And Jackson swings and misses. Nationals clinched. Congratulations. You know who's going to take credit for that?
F.P. Santangelo?
F.P. Santangelo, absolutely.
Kevin Franzen?
Kevin Franzen will. They'll actually be sparring to see who's going to take credit for it.
Well,
and we're going to give the credit to Matt Williams.
Further down the Beltway, the Orioles are ahead in their ball game, and they can clinch tonight.
That's right, in the same area, correct?
Yes.
Both at home.
About 45 minutes apart from one another.
Brett Jackson, by the way, is 0 for 2 since he was put on this big league roster.
Jackson, a Bay Area kid.
A little breaking ball. It's 2-2. Yeah, he went to. He's from Palo Alto. I think he went to Cal as well. Two balls, 2 strikes. And this is bounced foul. Brett went to Miramone High School in Orinda.
Seats in the wall. Now that's a good concept right there. He's a golden oldie. They used to put unis on him, but they banged it, gave him a pair of khakis.
Couple flats. Not close. 3-2. Peavy not happy with that pitch. Andy Walker.
Trying to backdoor him a little curveball, just a little bit high, perhaps. Jackson came over to the Diamondbacks from the Cubs August 14th by way of a trade.
Yeah, he was a high pick. So here's Gregorius hitting at 207. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Gregorius 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts last night. Foul back. He had a pitch that he thought he could hit out of the park. He's got 6 home runs.
And all his power is middle away. And he really is a low ball hitter middle away. But he's got power. And if you drop that thing in his wheelhouse, he'll hit it out. And he's got power to left in this ballpark.
So it's 0-2.
No wind in this ballpark. Pretty fast gaps in the outfield. Fast infield. Not as fast as we've seen it. And not the fastest one in the National League West. That honor belongs to Coors Field.
Well, that's the fastest in the history of the game.
It's quick.
This is out to Perez, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a walk, 1 left for the Giants. It'll be Perez, Peavy, and Blanco.
the 60th anniversary of Willie Mays' The Catch. Presented by AT&T, your special event package will include a collector's edition Giants t-shirt depicting the catch and a ticket to the Giants-Padres game. So, you interested? Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
That's a really cool t-shirt.
I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that.
Could be. You might find that under the tree this year.
The Catch.
Here's Perez. Perez took an 0 for 5 last night. And he takes a strike. Never faced Colementor before. And that's cue foul, 0-2. A young hitter with not a lot of experience. Colementor's probably licking his chops.
I think most veteran pitchers feel that way about a young kid.
One-two pitch. Hit into center field. Pollock will put it away. And here's Peavy. Peavy's in a slump.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2014. That's a slump. Career-wise, he's got some pretty good numbers. Hitting a .166 with a couple of big flies. I mean, that's good.
He's going to try to knock one out of the yard right here.
He does leave his feet.
Colementor knows it too.
Just throwing lazy little cutters on the outside. That's a tough pitch to hit. If you're a pitcher, you don't see that pitch very often.
There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Peavy taken all the way.
Foul back. Above us, right above Tom Candiotti, 2 booths down. One of the radio voices of these Diamondbacks, the old knuckleballer. Peavy, fly ball, right field. On the move is Jackson, still on the move, and he'll reach up and make the catch.
Well, I mean, for as hard as the Giants have hit the ball this first time through the lineup, they haven't got a lot to show for it. Here's Tom Candiotti. Product of St. Mary's, Moraga. Good guy.
Mom still lives in Concord. He's a good guy. The only time I really didn't care for him is when he was with the Dodgers. And I guess that Dodger uniform will do that.
Yeah, that's how it works.
There's a strike to Blanco, who popped out to open up the ball game.
We can't help that.
Part of the deal. Foul. Tom Candiotti made a nice career out of that knuckleball.
His was funky too because it was a straight downer. I mean, if you hit off Phil Necro, he could make it go right, he could make it go left. But Candiotti's a kind of flutter and then boom. But he can throw the pitches though. I mean, curveball, slider. He can pitch.
Blanco stays alive with that tough changeup.
Take all the knuckleballs that you've seen. Joe Negro, his was kind of a hard one, bigger break than his brother Phil. Charlie Huff, he had a good one.
Wilbur Wood.
That was a left-handed knuckleball.
pulled foul. One ball, two strikes. Two and two. Panic is on deck. Blanco trying to reach for Panic. And it will not happen. And that's the first strikeout for Colementer. Colementer's going to lead things off.
Brought to you by New York Life and the agent of the game.
It's no score is Peavy facing Colementer. And Colementer takes a called strike. Colementer 6 for 51 on the season. He's got a couple of runs batted in. And he taps this one slowly out in front of home plate. And Buster Posey will make the soft toss. It's kind of the beauty of having the pitcher lead off.
You know,
two pitch out.
That's hard to do, though. Take a full swing and hit the ball that far. I think it's harder to do that than it is to hit a home run.
Or strike out.
Or strike out.
So here's Inciarte, who opened up the bottom of the first with a line single up the middle. And the pitch is wide. One ball and no strikes.
First pitch changeup. First time he's done that. Throwing the first pitch off speed changeup. Posey suggested about 4 pitches there, and each time Peavy shook it off. He definitely has something in mind.
Slaps this one off the backstop. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Good pitch, 1 and 2.
Fastball in above the hands.
Blanco playing Inciarte perfectly, 2 outs.
Yeah, that's an out. You have to go over to your coach and set the defense and say, nice going, you did good. That would be Roberto Kelly, who places the outfield. There's Roberto. Took off his hat.
Running his fingers through his hair. Just off the plate to Owens.
A low maintenance guy.
And that's rolled foul. Cody Ross with the hat catch coming out of the dugout. Not close. 2 balls and a strike.
Petey could give you a little variance too with his arm angle. I mean, he could go from a regular 3/4 down to almost a sidearm. And he'll do that with his breaking ball to flatten it out, especially against righties.
2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Owens fought off a good pitch. Two and two. And the 2-2. Here it is. And he swung and missed. And Buster didn't catch it. And Owens is out. Kind of odd. That whole play was odd. And a really good job by the play-by-play man calling that.
Got him.
Keep going.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the solar company. Switch to solar and save.
Here in the desert, it's 0-0. We have a nice wide screen in the back of our booth. We're enjoying watching the Nationals celebrate with champagne and the Orioles celebrate with champagne. At least it looks like champagne.
Oh yeah, it is definitely sparkling wine, but it's one of the advantages of playing in San Francisco. Champagne or the sparkling wine's better.
Pretty good. Panic hit a line drive to Trumbo in the first inning. Here he lifts this one to left field, and Ciarte's going to put it away. So here's Posey. Buster hit a bullet to Pennington in the first. Pablo Sandoval on deck.
Prior to tonight's ball game, we talked about the success that Posey has had against Coulter, and you can see he's used the whole field.
Hits it high, hits it deep. It is out of here, and the Giants lead 1-0. Number 21 for Buster Posey. He decided to get one up in the air where nobody could catch it.
Just a little golf shot. You look at all the guys in this Giants lineup who historically have just not been able to get time to Coulter, but Posey not a problem.
Sandoval shoots one right back for a base hit. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence.
Take a look at the side swing. Look at the location right at the knee. Just goes down and yanks it right into the bleachers. And for Posey, home run number 21. And it breaks the ice. Oh, it's Ciarte. The way he went back on the ball, I was thinking he had a chance on it. It just runs out of real estate. See ya.
Here's Pence. Pence hit a rocket on the ground to Pennington. And he takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
Pence, 1 more home run. He'll be in the 20 club.
It's the 18th home run that Coulter has allowed. There's a strike.
And that's the big balloon changeup. You see the numbers: 10 for 16 with 3 homers and a double. That's orange. I mean, that's hard to do that against a guy in batting practice, let alone in a big league ball game.
Right back up the middle. Juggled by Owings. And he does, however, recover and get the force play at second. He doesn't juggle it. He's got a double play. So here's Ishikawa. Ishikawa got hit on the hip. In the second inning. Pence with 13 steals. He's been thrown out 6 times. Pence leaning just a little bit, and it puts Colementor in a spot where he really has to keep an eye on Pence. But
this is the time of year you start looking at the guy's stats to see what they're going for. If they're 2 stolen bases short of 20 or 1 home run short of 15 or whatever, you can have a pretty good idea of what they're trying to do in their at bat, or if they're on the base pass.
One to Ishikawa. Ishikawa steps out just briefly. Everybody's ready. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pence at first, being held on by Trumbo. And that'll end the inning. Buster Posey, home run number 21. He comes with 1 out here in the 4th inning, and it's bye-bye baby. Bottom of the 4th coming up, 1-0 Giants.
By authority of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, Saturday, September 27th is Yoga Day at the park. Your special event package will include access to the on-field post-game yoga session and an Orange Giants yoga mat, and a game to see the Giants take on the Padres. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Here's Pollock. No swing. Pollock popped out to Panic. So it's 2-0 to Pollock. Pollock in the swing mode. 2 balls and 1 strike. You got a hanger.
Well, those are the ones you want a second crack at. If you miss it, go up there looking for one good pitch to hit. That was one good pitch to hit.
It's hit down the right field line. Pence will give chase, but that's going to be in the seats. 2-0 though. You're not thinking hanging breaking ball. You're thinking really good fastball to hit.
Yeah, most guys will look fastball middle away.
Three and 2 now to Pollock. Peavy walked Brett Jackson in the second. Got him.
Inside fastball. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Strikeout number 2 for Peavy. The thing too about Ron Copeland, you don't have to put the ball between the catcher's knees to get a strike. They set that target away. This ball comes across the plate, the inside corner, clearly outside the knees of Posey. But Copeland, if you're in his zone, see you later, and he is not afraid to ring you up.
Here's Trumbo. Trumbo popped out to Ishikawa in foul territory to end the first. Skies this one into shallow center field. Perez broke back, and he's not going to get there. And Trumbo's got a double. That ball was in the air a long time for that to fall.
Well, I mean, your call was perfect. I mean, Juan Perez just did not react to it very well. I mean, he goes back on the ball. Now he's got to regroup and come in. What should have been just an easy play winds up being a 2-base hit simply because Perez thought he was getting a whole lot more fly ball.
So here's Montero. Montero popped out to Blanco, who made a nice play by reaching into the stands. Perez moves back comfortably underneath this one. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Pennington.
Third baseman,
So Pennington with Trumbo at second base, 2 outs. And the first pitch high and wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Brett Jackson's on deck. This is the rook.
And I think Peavy is more comfortable throwing to Pennington than he would be throwing to Jackson, simply because he knows Pennington. He doesn't know a whole lot about Jackson.
Perez side retired, so the double by Trumbo does not hurt Peavy. It'll be the bottom three of the Giants lineup. It's 1-0 San Francisco.
And if you are celebrating your birthday,
Bay Area is brought to you by Supercuts. Rock the cut.
1-0 Giants as we head into the fifth inning. Giants 1 run on 3 hits. Arizona no runs on 2 hits. It'll be Brandon Crawford leading off here for San Francisco. Crawford 0 for 1 in his first at bat, hit a bullet to center field. First time through the lamp, there were 6 hard hit balls against Coleminter.
Perez on deck. First pitch is low, and then Peavy. And it's high, 2-0. Mr. Posey, the difference in this game right now is solo home run, 1-0 Giants. Crawford takes a strike.
A lot going around baseball today. Nationals clinch, Orioles clinch. And there's a little story coming out of Houston that's pretty cool.
Down the left field line. Inciarte over. It's a fair ball. Crawford will hit into second base with a leadoff double. And let's check in with Greg Papa in our studio for this update. All right. Yeah, this is the time of the year now where you watch the scoreboard for a number of different teams, and the Pirates are one of them. Here's Perez. Perez takes a strike. Milwaukee's another one.
Milwaukee.
They're losing tonight in St. Louis 2-1.
Atlanta's pretty much fallen off the face of the earth. They got beat again.
Atlanta today, groundbreaking. New yard.
How about that? Going to be open in 2017.
The place they play in now is such a dump.
It's a great ballpark.
There's a foul down right field. I don't know how to play. Now look, Fulton County Stadium. Yeah, they could have blown that up 2 days after they built it. But
not my favorite.
Turner Field.
It's a good yard.
It's a good yard.
Plus, it's got some history to it. But that story out of Houston I was talking about is Jose Altuve tonight. got his 211th hit, and that's a record for the Astros. What a year that guy's had.
Up the middle. They're going to go to third, and Crawford is out at third. So with a fast infield, that's going to happen. Time to log on to csnbayarea.com and decide the player of the game. The winner will be revealed during Giants postgame live. Check out the enhanced Bloomberg stats. Giants in-game live on csnbayarea.com. Log on and vote. So now PV will be asked to bunt. And he does. And it is an absolute perfect bunt. And Perez now in scoring position. So here's Gregor Blanco. Blanco's really not picked up Colementor well at all. Plus he's 2 for 15 lifetime against Colementor. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Some guys you just have no chance with. Remember hitting off his Rick Sutcliffe was funky, almost like he planted his front foot, and then it was a delay for his arm to get up and release, and I couldn't time him. I don't know how anybody hit him. Colementor, same type of guy, higher release, but just funky. Funkiness is good, provided you're not hurting your arm. If you've got a little something unusual in your delivery that upsets the timing of a hitter, so that's good stuff.
Foul. Another again, 2.
Guy moves pretty good. There we go. He doesn't know it, but he's psyched.
Yeah, he'll figure that out pretty soon. Oh, and 2 to Blanco. Way high. Blanco in a battle right now. Timeout is called.
Of all the Giants hitters, the one guy who will not get frozen in the batter's box is Gregor Blanco. He steps out a lot if a guy becomes very slow and deliberate on the mound.
Well, he'll step out for no reason. Another bullet foul.
He's wearing the ball dude out. Although this guy looks like he's got some mileage left in him.
Are you kidding? He ran a marathon this morning.
He did.
He's doing great.
He ran over here from Tempe.
He's got his brand spanking New Balances on. He's psyched.
Yeah, old southpaw, but he still plays. He's got the look. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, that could be Warren Spahn sitting there.
It might be.
They had an old-timers game one time in San Diego, and Warren Spahn was about 68. He came and pitched the inning. It's the best curveball we saw all year.
Yeah, he and Marichal, even at 68, could get people out.
And that is not an exaggeration.
Rockies have added a couple of more runs. It's 7-2 Colorado.
Some guys get good genes. Other guys get stuck with a pair of corduroys.
Yep, they got to buy them. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hit off the end of the bat to Gregorius, and that'll end the inning. Wasted double. Jackson, Gregorius, Coleman are coming up.
Saturday, September 27th is Hispanic.
Photo, your full name and hometown for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game brought to you by AT&T. And this is brother and sister Gage and Mallory Sanderson from Fortuna, showing their Giants colors. Giants together, very nice. And that's our AT&T fans photo.
It's a couple of game faces right there.
Yeah, they take it very seriously, their Giants.
There's the Christmas card. Some folks are going to get in the mail around December 15th, 20th maybe.
Yeah.
Here's Brett Jackson. And a strike to Brett Jackson.
Nice little backdoor cut.
Inside corner, 0-2.
Elevator fastball.
Got him.
Beauty.
And here's Gregorius.
See, I think that's one of the things you see a lot of at the big league level. You don't see a lot of at the minor league level, and that's change of sight lines. I mean, pitchers up here, they really understand the importance of establishing knee height in the eye of a hitter and then raising it up above the letters and having the ability to throw that pitch. It's not an easy pitch to throw. Because if you miss down, you're right in the sweet spot. If you get it up there and change sight lines, the guy can't lay off. It's a good pitch.
Plus, aren't you taught to keep the ball down?
Taught to keep the ball down. Yes, indeed. So for Brett Jackson, he just needs to get some reps up here, get some at bats before he can learn how to deal with that.
Popped up. Perez. 2 outs here in the 5th. And here's Coleman.
But that's one of those reasons why veteran pitchers think that they have an advantage on a young hitter.
Minter dribbled out in front of home plate. Posey threw him out.
You know, I think you could go to Hudson, Peavy, Matt Cain, Vogelsong, and say, listen, you can't use any other pitch but a fastball. You can change the grips and you can move the location around, but you can't use any other pitch but a fastball. And they could get the job done. And it takes you a while to learn how to use that fastball. Two different types of grips. Difference between knee-high location and belt-high location.
Crawford with nice rhythm onto Ishikawa. And that'll end the inning. Panic, Posey, Sandoval, Pence, Ishikawa all coming up as we head to the sixth.
Home with the 49ers is Comcast Sportsnet. In-depth coverage Sunday to Sunday. 49ers pre and post game live. 49ers Central press conference live. Sportsnet Central, Yahoo Sports Talk Live, and CSNBayArea.com.
All right, I get the message.
Comcast Sportsnet now has 49ers pregame live during home games, along with 49ers postgame live every week. Watch postgame live to win 49ers tickets to sold-out Levi Stadium.
I get the message.
Are you in? Of course you are.
Here's Panic. Panic is lined out. He's flied out. Milwaukee, by the way, tied that game in the ninth inning against the Cardinals. So they are headed to the Cardinals half of the ninth. Panic takes low. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice 1-0 change up there. When we first saw Minter, he was kind of a two-pitch guy. Not anymore.
Panic bounces out, and here's Buster Posey. Buster hit his 21st home run in the 4th inning.
Well, it was right to the glove. They set up on that inside corner, and he just tees it up and says 4. Golf shot. About a 900.
They threw him the same pitch. He had snowballs and 1 strike. Sandoval on deck. the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. I got a vendor here that is the same vendor that is barking at us during spring training at Scottsdale Stadium. It's the Lemonade Man.
Lemonade like Grandma made.
Yeah, that's the guy. He's actually selling beer tonight.
Beer like Grandma made.
Like Grandma partook in. Here's our gentleman. 3-1 to Buster Posey. Posey to left, but it's right at Inciarte. 2 outs. And here's Sandoval. Sandoval's got 2 singles in the game. Right now trying to get on for Hunter Pence. Sandoval in a 2-0 count. Can lean on one here if he likes it. And he does. It's 2-1.
Well, he got that fastball he's looking for right there middle in at the belt. Set the target. Really doesn't have to move the glove a whole bunch.
And strike right below the knees. It's 2-2. Out of play. And the 2-2 offering to Sandoval. Sandoval, a little pop up down the left field line, and that's going to be foul. So we'll get to see another pitch.
That's the one thing about Colton Turner. I think along with that really deceptive changeup that he has great ability to go inside or outside with it, depending on what he's trying to do with it.
This is going to be foul, but it's going to be fun to watch. I'm not sure Sandoval could do anything to keep that ball fair.
Colton to the previous pitch was soft stuff away. Here he goes hard stuff up and in. You're right. I don't know if he could have stayed inside that pitch.
Waited on the big curveball. It stays at 2-2.
That was a 66-mile-an-hour balloon right there.
Somewhere Livan Hernandez is smiling. This will be the 9th pitch coming up in this at bat. Three and 2. Sandoval gets to see a 3-2 pitch with Pence on deck. Taps it slowly, kicks off the mound, and that'll end the inning. Top of the order, Inciarte's going to lead things off. It's 1-0. Giants.
Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Here in the desert, it's a 1-0 lead for the Giants as we go to the Diamondbacks half of the 6th inning. Inciarte, Owings, and Pollock. Jake Peavy with 58 pitches on the night. And this is foul back on a first pitch fastball to Inciarte. Inciarte singled in the first, hit a fly ball to left in the 3rd inning. Blanco moving back, and Blanco will make the catch. 1 out.
One thing Peavy has done a really nice job of tonight is moving the ball around. He's been on both sides of the plate with fastball. He's sunk the fastball. He's cut the fastball. He's backdoor sliders. He's really mixed location. Beautiful.
Owings has hit a soft line drive to second, and then he struck out in the 3rd. Pollock on deck. Foul back, 0-2.
Always believe if a guy can pitch, if he understands movement, location, if he sees a team 2 starts in a row, it's advantage to the pitcher the second time. I don't believe that is an advantage to a young pitcher, a thrower. A guy like Peavy and Colemanter, for that matter, I mean, they've got a lot of things they can do with the ball, and they read hitters well. That's a great 0-2 pitch, and that's just a little 2-seam fastball. He tried to bring back into the strike zone. I don't know if he missed that wide or if it was low, but he did miss by much. Now you can throw a slider out the same location.
Two and two.
A little wide, kind of an easy take there. And the other thing too with Owings that he's done tonight is he's got inside when he's needed to. He's throwing that 2-seam fastball, and he's really running in on the hands of Owings a couple, 2-3 times. And that inside corner set up right now. See Buster Posey seeing where Owings sets up in the box. He wants to go away.
Hit well into center field. Perez on the move, and it's a big bounce up against the wall. And this will be a triple for Owings.
Now they had Juan Perez playing on the right field side of center field, and that really split the gap between Blanco and Perez. One of the few mistakes in location he's made tonight. That was out over the plate at the belt, and Owings in a 2-strike swing puts a good jolt. And these are big time gaps for triples if you're a guy with speed.
So the infield will play back. And this pop-up is out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Pollock. And that's foul. It's 0-2.
He was looking in. But with that flat movement running in towards the belt, I mean, it's almost impossible for Pollock to stay inside it. And all he could do was hook and foul. So in a strikeout situation, Posey on top of him very quickly, 0-2. And with that 0-2 count, Giants are bringing that infield in. Now Posey suggested a fastball up across the letters, and Peavy stepped off.
One and two. Jumbo on deck. Infield in. Past Sandoval, and this game is tied. So Pollock with an RBI single.
And I don't know if Sandoval was playing back deep, if he'd have had a chance to get that, the ball was raked. Nice two-strike at bat for Pollock.
So here's Jumbo.
Panda played deep with the bag. He may have had a better shot at it, a little bit deeper. Still a nice two-strike hit. And we get a brand new ball game.
Pollock, 12 steals. He's been caught twice. On the ground, Sandoval to Panic to Ishikawa. And that double play ends the inning. We'll go to the 7th. It's a brand new ball game, 1-1. And it's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. PV and Colementer, now they're on even terms. Buster Posey's got a home run. Owings a triple and a run scored. And as we head to the 7th, it's a 1-1 ball game. It'll be Hunter Pence to lead things off. Pence, Ishikawa, Crawford.
Giants trying to wake up this offense that has absolutely gone dormant.
Pence fouls it back. Pence hit the ball hard in the second, ended up being a double play ball, and then he reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Look out. And there's a base hit right over Colementer.
Well, fans, the next time you're looking to pick up great seats to the game, head to StubHub, where you can earn 2% back in fan rewards on every purchase, including Giants tickets. Plus, with all-in pricing, there are no surprise fees at checkout. StubHub, your ticket to upgrades and more.
Ishikawa hit by a pitch and then hit a line drive that was caught by Trumbo. Pence 13 steals. Swing. Ain't gonna miss.
That's frustrating too for an offense. I mean, you think back to Friday night when they beat the Dodgers 9-0, and after that game, they have really been quiet with the bats. And you come into a game like tonight against Colementer, first time through the lineup, you hit 6 really hard balls off Colementer. You got with the little bird left on the rock to show for it, and that can frustrate you when you've been struggling to score runs.
Ishikawa. Pence is going to hit the bag at second. He will go to third, and the Giants with runners at the corners with nobody out.
And he went down and beat a pretty good pitch too. That ball was not up.
Yeah, I thought there was a little bit more behind it, like it might get in the gap, and it turned out I think he hit it towards the end of the bat.
Just a little bit below the knees, middle end. And I agree with you. I think he caught it a little bit off the sweet spot up the bat. But still an easy take a third for Hunter Pence, and the Giants are in the driver's seat, first and third, nobody out. And look at Pence go. That's a good stroke right there.
So here's Crawford, who doubled in the 5th inning. And he hits one into center field. Pence is going to tag. Ishikawa is going to bluff. And the Giants retake the lead.
Nice at bat. You know, and that was one of those at bats you don't want to leave it up to somebody else.
No, you don't.
And he jumped on the first pitch he had in the strike zone. Colementer trying to get a quick 0-1. And Crawford made him pay. Nice AB.
So here's Perez. Perez is 0 for 2. And a breaking ball low and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Cy Angel Pagano, the Giants bench. And sit out another night. Back acting up. And he may not play tomorrow.
Popped up into shallow right field. So in this series now, Perez is 0 for 8. So here's Peavy. Peavy is 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning. On the ground, knocked down by Pennington, and that'll end the inning. Giants retake the lead. It's 2-1 San Francisco.
It's time for the seventh inning stretch. Presented by the Valley.
He goes back out after making the last out. So Giants trying to take care of business, knowing that the Rockies have a 7-2 lead on the Dodgers, as they need 3 more outs in that game to help the Giants. See the line for both pitchers.
That's been a duel. Peavy very economical through 6, just 75 pitches. I mean, or just 70. I mean, that, you'd take that after 5 full, let alone 6 full. So that gives you an idea as to how economical he has been.
Montero has hit 2 balls in the air, and he's 0 for 2. First pitch swinging, and it's in the dirt, 0-1. Ten hits in the game, 6 for the Giants, 4 for the D-backs. Hit out into left field for Blanco.
Well, the most popular way to follow the Giants' push to the postseason is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, live radio broadcasts, the MLB TV game of the day, and more. Get at bat for your smartphone or tablet on the App Store or visit MLB.com. You can tell about Miguel Montero, the D-backs catcher, who just flied out. I mean, kind of wears his emotion on his sleeve. But I tell you, when you're pitching against a guy like Montero and he makes it out, he does the Gumby shoulders, that fuels a pitcher. Now watch the reaction after he flies out. Oh, that fills up a pitcher's gas tank. You don't think Peavy doesn't enjoy that?
Well, I'll agree with Montero. He had a pretty good pitch to hit. And in a 1-run game, trying to tie it up with 1 swing of the bat. Pennington hits one out to Perez. 2 outs. And here's Brett Jackson. 9-2 Rockies over the Dodgers.
How about them Rockies, huh? Hey, Giants know too well the effects of Coors Field. And the other thing is that when the Dodgers leave Colorado, they go to Wrigley Field. And they get the Cubs, who've been playing pretty good ball since Rizzo has come back off he was on the DL, but he was injured.
Swing ain't gonna miss. No balls and 1 strike.
But as you said yesterday, you have to assume they're going to win every game.
Assume it. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to come back and win this one. There's a called strike. It's another than 2. It's kind of how I deal with things. I like to be shocked. They did? They did?
They won? Well, I'm thinking 9-2, even Coors Field, that one's over. By the way, that was a great 0-2 scud there for Peavy. There's the good news coming out of Colorado.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
You know, it's kind of funny though. I mean, for the most part this year, I think all of baseball was kind of rooting for Milwaukee to win that division. The Cardinals have been at that, have held that distinction for a long time. You kind of wanted to see somebody new. Now all of a sudden, you root for the Cardinals.
Get to Ishikawa. To Peavy covering. Side retired.
Nice hit.
Which is right up your alley. It's 2-1 Giants. Well, you can join us tomorrow. Pregame Live is going to start at noon. We'll have the first pitch right at the bottom of the hour at 12:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. It'll be the Giants and the D-backs, and this, of course, is your home for the San Francisco Giants. It's Comcast Sportsnet. Madison Bumgarner will be on the hill. Top of the order for the Giants, it'll be Gregor Blanco. Blanco is 0 for 3. Here he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
That's the pitch he's not picking up.
Two and 0.
Yeah, give me 2 lefties going head to head tomorrow. Andrew Chafin for the D-backs.
There's a strike.
Panik on deck. Out of play, it's 2-2.
Talk about the success that Blanco has had down the lineup compared to the success he hasn't had at the top of the lineup. Why would that make a difference?
It's a really good question. It's high, 3-2. And maybe you just relax a little bit more at the bottom of the lineup. Another line drive, 1 out.
Or maybe you just hit Adam Bowles. That was a good at bat.
Panik 0 for 3. And a strike.
He hasn't thrown that curveball very much today or tonight. But nobody's done anything with it when he's thrown it. And backs it up with a changeup. So 2 really good off-speed pitches, and the advantage goes to Coulter, 1-2 in the count. And he is softballing Joe Panik.
Right back to Coulter. High to Buster Posey.
Posey lined out to first, hit a home run, then flied out.
And a base hit.
You know, I got to believe in the eye of Buster Posey. It's like batting practice against this guy. He is not messed up timing wise at all.
So here's Sandoval. Sandoval, it's 2 for 3. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Down the left field line, that's going to be foul. So Coulter out in front. Now no balls and 2 strikes. Very high, 1-2.
High with the fastball, down below with a breaking ball.
Sandoval, just for time.
Otero does not want to see Culpenter throw a strike here.
Well, Sandoval hits that low pitch so well. And he pulls this one foul.
Right in that inside corner with the fastball.
Buster Posey with his lead. It's 1-2 to the Panda. Target is away, and Sandoval fouls it out of play.
It's on him, man. That's good balance in the swing. Inches long, 31 ounces in weight. Pretty much about the standard size bat that most guys use.
Taps this one to Owens, and that'll end the inning. It'll be Gregorius, a pinch hitter, and then Enciarte. KNBR tomorrow morning. Mike will talk about the game with Murph and Mac on KNBR 680, the sports leader. Gregorius to lead things off here in the 8th inning.
Giants taking away the bunt on the third base side.
And a strike in its own one. Gregorius is flied out to center field twice. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Dodgers have scored 2, and they've got another runner on in the 9th.
So what's the score?
10-4. Puig has just hit a home run. Foul back.
Setting that target with that fastball inside against Gregorius, and he can twice now has missed out over the plate. As you see Jeremy Affeldt and Sergio Romo start to get heated up in the Giants bullpen.
He got rid of that baseball.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it had the outs in it.
One and two.
Nice pitch. That's two-seam fastball. That's exactly what Posey wanted the last pitch. Now that pitch there with its movement coming back to the inside corner, you could go back to the same side of the plate with a cut fastball. You could back foot him with a slider. You could change up away, elevate above the hands, and a lot of different options.
That's going to drift into the seats about 5, maybe 6 rows back.
From his glove. A bit.
Perez, 1 out.
The Giants haven't played perfectly defensively. Now, if Perez is on the right side of center field, that's extra bags, maybe 3. So, Roberto Kelly, nice.
Jake Lamb is going to pinch hit.
Chance to see Jake Lamb in San Francisco. What we found out about him is he's got some pretty good pop the opposite way. It's a really nice left center, left field at bats against the Giants in San Francisco.
And a strike, and it's 0-1. Two.
First pitch breaking ball, just flop it over, strike 1, then elevate the fastball. And just like that, bang bang, Jake Lamb's 0-2. Keep climbing that ladder.
In tight. Tried to sneak a fastball in 1 and 2.
You feel better now?
Yeah, I do.
Right. Dodgers out hit him 16-9.
So Lamb's had a couple of pitches to hit. It stays at 1 and 2.
That's the danger of that chest-high fastball, especially late in the ball game in a 1-run lead. If you miss just a little bit lower than the letters across his chest, that's a fat pitch.
Got him.
Comes back with a little backdoor cut up, gets a swing through. And it's always nice to send a guy packing that's got a little power in his bat, like Lamb.
Here's Inciarte, who's 1 for 3. And there's a base hit into left field.
Nice opposite field at bat there for Inciarte. Now you have a base stealer on the bag. That changes things a bit.
So Owens is coming up. He tripled in the 6th inning. Bruce Bochy's coming up the steps. Uh-oh, he's got the jog going.
If he's got the jog going, you have a chance to talk him out of it. Peavy does not want to come out. And this one, you'll see a manager look right into the eyes.
Well, it's pretty funny. He walked out there and he didn't say anything. He just looked at Peavy, waiting for Peavy to say something to him.
Now, if there's anybody that knows Peavy, it's Bruce Bochy. Remember, he brought him into the big leagues. He's known him since he was an 18-year-old kid. But I do believe this is his last hitter.
And they got to keep an eye on Inciarte as well. He's got 16 steals. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Got that little two-seamer in the outside corner. It's been there whenever he's wanted to throw it tonight. Remember the last at bat that Owens had, he beat him the gap in left center with a mistake up. Got to keep the ball down here.
Came in tight, 0-2.
Now, I think it's there on the inside. Every time they've run that little two-seamer in on him, he's had a problem with it. The only thing is if you're going to go way inside at an 0-2 count here, you run the risk of hitting it. But you have to bear down. We saw what Owings did in his last at bat with 2 strikes.
And 2.
Posey wants to go right back inside again.
Look out, and that hit him.
And that's the problem with that pitch.
And that's it. You were right. So Pollock's coming up. Sergio Romo's coming in. Peavy's going to walk off with a 1-run lead. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back.
In the bottom half of the 8th inning here, there's a couple of outs. There are 2 men on, and the new pitcher for the Giants is Sergio Romo. Let's take a look at what he has done In 59 games this year, 5-4 with a 4.00 ERA, 56 strikeouts in 54 innings. Romo, the closer early in the year, at 23 saves. Now sets up for Santiago Casilla. Right-handers hitting 175, 4 pitches. 88 to 90 with the fastball, 2 types of grip, he'll 4 and 2 seamer, changeup, and a no-dot slider, his bread and butter.
Pollock with a run-scoring single in the 6th. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Pollock is 0 for 6 in his career against Sergio Romo. Two and 0. Kind of count on a right-handed hitter at least swinging at one of those two. But Pollock hasn't done that.
Well, with 2 outs, he's got an open base here. He can pick away at him. He doesn't have to challenge.
And he gets the strike there, 2 and 1.
And that's picking away. That's a perfect pitch. If there's 1 out, runners in first and second, you don't have the luxury of an open base, but with 2 outs, you do. Is something that he knows very well. What you count on here is a hitter wanting to knock that run in and expanding his zone. And that's what Romo wants him to do, swing at his location.
2 and 2, came back with a fastball.
And that's his best ball. And Pollock was late. You see Romo hit 90 with the fastball. That's backs out. He's digging deep for a challenge fastball. And Pollock was tardy. Now with Romo, slider options are on both sides of the plate. And we've seen him go inside. He does that about 20% of the time. Most of it goes away.
Ooh. Hunter Pence. Side retired. Ooh means ooh.
We'll go to the 9th. 2-1 Giants.
Honda player of the game, and no-brainer tonight. We think it was the gutty performance of Jake Peavy, who was solid through 7 2/3. For Peavy, 5 hits allowed, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit batsman. Just a stellar performance, matching zeros and effort with Mr. Josh Coleman. And for Peavy's great effort tonight, he's our Honda player of the game.
Giants now will try to see if they can add on here in the 9th. The new pitcher is Will Harris, and Hunter Pence stands in. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Will Harris in for the 25th time this year, 0-3 with a 4.91 ERA, 31 strikeouts, 0-25 2/3. He's got a nice cut fastball with throw it a lot, low 90s velocity, curveball, slider, changeup, but a lot of cutters. I like that.
Here's the 0-2. Ishikawa on deck.
Harris just a 4-pitch guy, kind of a journeyman until he discovered the cutter, and all of a sudden it really elevated his presence in the bullpen.
Hunter Pence loves that pitch. It stays at 1-2.
And the thing about a cutter, and with Harris, it's a high 3/4 release. It's pretty subtle. It's a little 3 or 4 inch slide away from a righty into a lefty. And he fell in love with it. Throws a lot.
Rolls this one on the ground. Pennington gets rid of it quickly. And here's Ishikawa.
First baseman Travis Ishikawa.
So Kirk Gibson's coming out. We're going to get a new pitcher. It's 2-1 Giants, and we'll be back. Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Reaction to this game, you get Andrew Baggerly and his post-game notes. The 49ers, they're in preparation for the Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals. They're pretty good, too.
New pitcher now for the Diamondbacks will be Yuri De La Rosa. And he's a 4-pitch guy. Got a little funkiness to him. You'll see high 80s, occasional 90 with the fastball, but good breaking balls. He's not a big guy. He's 5'9", 165-pounder. a little over a year at the big league level. Really good, quick breaking balls, quick arm action.
Ishikawa looks at a strike, get a big hit in the 7th inning.
You stand next to Yuri De La Rosa, and you think you're standing next to the ball dude.
In size, not age.
Yeah. In size.
Just wide to Ishikawa. 1 for 3, or make that 1 for 2 tonight.
But hey, if he comes to your school and he's given an appearance and he's the speaker of the day, he can inspire a lot of kids.
That's right.
There's a lot of little guys there in that school thinking, man, I got a chance if this guy's in the big leagues. But he's a quality arm, and he does have 4 looks he'll give you. He's not afraid to throw any of those pitches he has in a 3-2 count.
Ishikawa high into left center field, and it's tracked down by Pollock. Ishikawa gave it a pretty good ride, 2 outs.
Well, Pollock had been set up in the left center field side, and it was kind of a pitch him away, play him away defense. And I think that the Diamondbacks were anticipating if he was going to hit something hard to the gap, it was going to be to left center more than right center. And he just missed that one.
Here's Crawford. Crawford a sacrifice fly to give the Giants the lead in the 7th. And strike, and it's 0-1.
This ballpark, you'd love to have one more insurance run going to the 9th. But runs tonight have been hard to find. Really have seen some outstanding pitching from both teams.
Crawford takes it, 1 ball and 1 strike. Juan Perez on deck. He'd like to hit here in the 9th. And a bunt. Is it good enough? Not in time. I can't remember the last time I saw Crawford do that.
I don't even remember seeing him do it in spring training. You talk about a complete sneak attack. And Owens playing the cut of the grass. With De La Rosa falling off towards the third base side, as left-handers will do, Crawford opts to take it with him. Diamondbacks are looking at this play, and they'll see that Crawford indeed did beat it.
Second hit for Crawford. Here's Perez. Perez taps it to third. Pennington, side retired. So we will go to the bottom of the 9th. It'll be Trumbo to lead things off. It's 2-1 Giants.
now for the Giants. 50th time he's come into a game. 2-3 with a 1.89 ERA. 15 saves. For Casilla, he's allowed 50 base runners at 52 in the third, which is outstanding whip. Walks and hits combined in his pitch. 40 strikeouts. And 40 strikeouts against 15 walks. How's he doing? Well, low to mid 90s with velocity. He'll give you 2 and 4 seam fastballs. Curveball, slider, changeup. And for a closer, you're not used to a guy coming at you with all 5 types of movement. He will give you those looks, and he will throw any of those pitches in a 3-2. But for Casilla, as always important to get strike one. It really calms him down.
So here's Trumbo. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
You wouldn't think that that was a big deal for a big league pitcher, but it is, especially with Casilla.
And the next pitch just inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Casilla, like every other Giants pitcher last night, saw him go deep against Vogelsong with a fastball away, and he hit it to right field. Just missed. Good hook. So ahead quickly 0-1. He had 2 pitches to nibble, and to Trumbo's credit, he laid off both those. And now with the 2-1 count, he's got to bite off a little more strike zone.
Three and 1.
And now he's got to get in there. And this is where the big guys get rich.
So a first pitch strike, and then the next 3 out of the strike zone, one of them close. Tapped up the middle. Crawford, off balance throw. Got him! What a play by Brandon Crawford.
They weren't playing him up the middle either. And this is a quick infield. I didn't think he had a chance once it got past Casilla. And the reason I thought, number one, they couldn't get to it, and even if they did, I didn't think that Crawford could get off a throw. There you see strike 1. He misses inside. Here's the 1-1 curveball. It's low. He goes back inside, misses. And here's the ground ball back up the middle. And Crawford from the right foot, a strike to Ishikawa, and that is a huge first out.
Wow. Here's Montero. You don't get many plays like that in this infield because it's so fast. And consequently, you really don't get to show what kind of range you have on fast infields. But that one, you saw what Crawford can do. Here it's 0-1 to Montero. Montero gets jammed. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
Such a nice 2-pitch sequence there. He opened him up with 2-seam movement, running away with the nail. Strike 1 on the outside corner at the knees. And then he comes back with 95 and cuts him on the hands. I mean, that's just shaving both sides of the plate with 2 types of movement. And he's quick on top of low 2. You can bounce a curveball here. You can go above the hands with a fastball. Posey says stay away with heat.
Another look at how far Crawford went to his left. See, that's a hit. Then you're thinking, well, maybe he's got a chance. Then you're thinking, well, what kind of throw is he going to be able to make?
I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, fortunately, Trumbo doesn't have a lot of speed, and it took him a while to get unwound to get going down that line. Backdoors him with a nice curveball.
So here's Pennington. Pennington is bounced out, lined out, and flied out. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. 26,339 here tonight. Low and in to even the count at a ball and a strike.
They play slightly to left center with Perez in center. They're pitching that gap.
Perez, ball game. Giants win a game that they didn't have to win, but they needed to win. So the updated standings on a night where Jake Peavy was sensational. Giants now are 3 back of the Dodgers, and they're up 2.5 on the Pirates.
Well, you can't say enough about Jake Peavy tonight, and he really came out and established that he had all of his pitches early, and he matched zeros with Josh Colbenter, and that's not an easy thing to do when you're on the road. And this is a gutty win. When you're turning around a worm, it's never an easy victory. Tonight was huge.
I love when you turn around that worm. Final score, it's the Giants 2 and the D-backs 1. Eastern's Giants postgame live is coming up, but first let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio.